A 25-year-old man has successfully sued one of Australia's biggest super funds over its handling of climate change. Mark McVeigh's lawsuit forced his super fund, Rest Super, to commit to net zero emissions for its investments by 2050. He joins us now from Brisbane. Mark McVeigh, welcome. So not many 25-year-olds can say they've taken on a major superannuation fund and won. How does victory feel?
Yeah, Joe, it feels pretty good. It's a great outcome. I mean, not for me, just for me. It's a great outcome for every member of the fund, Rest, and yeah, it feels great.
Yeah. So, what prompted you to embark on this?
Yeah, basically, I sent a short email back in 2017 asking Rest about their climate change policy and how they consider it as a risk, and it's snowballed from there. Two years later, sitting in the federal court with a major court case about fiduciary duty. So, yeah, definitely wasn't expecting that when we all started.
And so what do you do for a living? Is this kind of going out on a bit of a limb for you, or are you a law student or something?
No, I've got no interest in law, especially after doing this. I have no interest in law. But I'm an ecologist, so I understand climate change. It's a big part of the work that I do and my passion in life. But yeah, this was definitely something different that I've never really considered to do before either.
And the fund ended up coming to you in the end, did it, through these court proceedings and conceding? How did that work?
Yeah, so we reached a settlement agreement yesterday. And there's some great outcomes in there, some really progressive policies that have come forward. You know, your net zero by 2050. There's going to be some scenario analysis going on. Disclosure of the portfolio is really important. And one of the good ones is alignment with the TCFD recommendations, which is the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures. Some very important kind of policies there that we managed to get going. So yeah, it's a really good outcome.
So is it correct to say this wasn't a court ruling in the case because you came to an agreement with the company yourself? And so what is the extent of the precedent set if it's not actually a court ruling?
Yeah, I mean, it still definitely sets a precedent. Other companies in the industry will be looking at this case and saying, well, you know, this is what's happened, and they'll start looking at their climate change policies and what they're doing within their companies. Obviously, it's not the same as if there was a trial ruling and an order by a judge, but it's still definitely a heavy precedent in the industry.
And was this part of kind of some concerted campaign by a particular group, or were you just kind of one person who decided to put up your hand individually?
Yeah, it's literally just me, and it was a big endeavour. So, yeah. It's obviously there's some great support from my family and friends and people all across the world actually, but yeah, it's just a big endeavour.
And can you tell us about the work that you do as an ecologist and what this means to you personally and the work that you do?
Yeah, I mean, climate change is such a huge part of, I mean, not just ecologists but everyone on the planet. But I guess for somebody that works closely with the environment and I guess seeing the destruction and knowing what's going to happen, outcomes like this is really important for kind of knowing and understanding ways that things might get better. You know, we might actually get a handle on this and maybe we'll get some better outcomes than what's predicted.
Yeah, and so where to now for you from here, now that you've become involved in this huge landmark case? Are you keen on taking your activism to another level, or are you just kind of keen on remaining the individual and doing your work as an ecologist?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anywhere more to go from here, to be honest. It only happened yesterday, so I haven't had too much thought about it, but I'll let you know once I've had to think about it.
Cool. Yeah, and you might want to keep this private or you might not, but yeah, can you tell us anything about the work you do as an ecologist? Like, do you focus on any particular animal, or are you working in any particular spot in Queensland?
I'm mostly a botanist, so I like trees. Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, Mark McVeigh, thanks so much for talking to us this morning, and yeah, interested to see where you take this next.
All right, cheers. Thanks, Joe.